really know, but okay then.
Hello, this is Olympia and welcome to a training time video. I have my friend with me today.
Hi.
Because I had this idea to rank romance tropes because I'm aroace, so aromantic, asexual. So I do not have any attraction to anybody. And then I thought that that might be a bit biased because I'm aroace, so I have no idea what an allosexual and romantic person, alloromantic person, would feel. So I got my alloromantic and allosexual friend with me.
Hello there.
To be the control group. So we're going to rank romance tropes from books, movies, fanfiction, whatever. So the first one I have is like the classic only one bed.
Only one bed. The trope where usually hotels... I don't know why I'm explaining this for you, sorry.
Everybody knows what only one bed is. Like everybody who's read a book knows what only one bed is.
Even like it's also in films, any medium has this trope.
I know, right? I'm actually a sucker for like only one bed when I'm reading stories.
I mean, in my opinion, it's a bit overdone. It's a good trope, but it's overdone.
Yeah, but it's overdone because it's so good. I mean, depending on context, I mean, obviously, because sometimes it's like, no. But like, most of the time I'm all for it because it's really cute and it's a great way to put the main characters, the love interests together. And like, they wake up in the morning and they're like snuggled together and it's so cute.
Right, yeah, no, right.
So, I would say only one bed trip is like 10 out of 10. What about you?
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, okay. Okay, so enemies to lovers.
10 out of 10, straight just 10 out of 10.
0 out of 10. I hate this one so much.
Why?
Because I don't get it. I was just like, I don't get how you can hate someone and then like be attracted to them at the same time and then like become partners, because I just don't get it. And it doesn't make any sense.
It feels rewarding though, like seeing this drastic change in how they react to it, but also like...
I've already got the hard ones out, haven't I?
I personally like it because it leads to some interesting moments that other tropes just don't have.
I don't tend to read or watch anything with like enemies to lovers in because I just don't like the trope. It really, really annoys me. You can have a lot of fun with it, I definitely say that. Like, villains are very interesting to write, and having a hero fall for a villain would be an interesting concept.
Also,
I just can't get behind it because I have no idea why anybody would do that.
But also, like, matching a villain with a bubbly side character sounds awesome.
Oh my god, yes. I actually have that one for later, so, like, you know. Stop
amazing.
The video.
I'm sorry, I'll stop foreshadowing.
Okay, bit of context, me and my friend are both writers, so we both write books.
Yeah.
We include a lot of these in our writing. Friends to lovers. This
is basically enemies to lovers with less steps.
Yeah, so what are you going for
it? It really depends on how it's written.
Okay, so take your best example, right, and kind of rank it off that.
Ooh. That's a tough one.
Do you want me to give my opinion first?
Yes.
Okay, so friends to lovers I can get behind a bit more than enemies to lovers because I understand it a bit more, because I don't see how you can have a romantic attraction to someone that you're actively fighting, but I can understand how you'd have a romantic attraction for someone that you're friends with. Then again, I still don't quite understand why people want to be in a romantic relationship. So this is where a lot of them fall flat, is the fact that I don't really understand them, or like why people like would do that. But it kind of ranks a bit more like a 5 out of 10 for me instead of like a 0.
I'd say 6 out of 10 because it can be really sweet and wholesome. and a nice read.
It can be really sweet and wholesome, just sometimes it can be quite boring as well.
Yeah.
It depends on
At least enemies to lovers has some like spice thrown in there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's still just a 0 out of 10 for me because I have no idea what's going on.
10 out of 10 from me for enemies. So anyway, what's the next one?
Queerplatonic.
I'd say 8 out of 10. It's important, but it's not as recognized as it should be.
No, in case anybody does not know this, and as long as my partner is okay with me saying this, me and my friend I really need to stop calling you my friend. Me and Ethan here used to be in a queerplatonic relationship. So, yeah, so this one's particularly dear to me. And also, I like reading queerplatonic relationships in media because there's not many of them. I tend to write a lot of queerplatonic relationships because they exist and I like them.
8 out of 10 more representation, that's my thought.
10 out of 10 for me because as an aroace person, a queerplatonic relationship is the only way I'm going to be in a relationship. The love triangle.
Well, I have an interesting twist that I'd like to propose on the love triangle.
Okay.
So, imagine this. A love triangle. But because the problem with love triangles is it's not really much of a love triangle, it's more
a love
just
V.
like a line. Yeah, because you've got the person in the middle that they both like. There's a triangle that implies that all of them love each other, which is where my twist comes from. What if the person they both like doesn't like them, so instead of like fighting over them, they just decide to get together instead?
Look, that's the only kind of love triangle I can get behind is the like asexual at the top with the two boys fight. Let's just say the asexual is a girl, right, or AFAB, and then she has two boys fighting over her, and then they realize they're like bi or gay or whatever, and then she's asexual and just adopts loads of cats and becomes like their best friend and just like visits them and like, you know, that's the only one that I can get behind.
You could also chuck in enemies to lovers here.
Oh no, no. Ranking out of 10?
5.
Minus 10.
Wow, okay.
I really hate it. Okay, in the normal context, I really hate love triangles because I really don't get it. I also really don't get why you wouldn't just communicate with someone instead of, you know, because usually love triangles, they just don't communicate with each other and then they just will end up mad at each other for no reason, right?
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating, and also it's just not very interesting. Like, love triangles just aren't that interesting, I'm sorry. Soulmates.
1 out of 10.
Oh, this is my jam. Soulmates are like my jam. Okay, so I've read quite a few soulmate things, and the most interesting one I found is like the language difference one, where like anything you write on your skin is transferred to your soulmate's skin, and there's like a language difference, and so it's like basically playing like Pictionary with your soulmate, and it was quite interesting, and I really liked reading that one. Like some of them I really don't like. There's another one where it's like physical pain transferred to your soulmates that I really liked. Emotional pain was like incredibly emotional because they like the worst poor person had the most emotional person as their soulmate.
Oh no.
Oh, and they went through so much.
The problem with that is, it's like you get emotional, your partner will get emotional, causing you to get more emotional, causing them to get more emotional,
it's
and then it's just a
spiral.
endless loop.
Yeah, that's the only problem with that. But like,
Anyway,
I like soulmates, just depending on how it's done. So I'd say it's a 6 out of 10 because the ones that are really good are exceptional, and then the ones that aren't are like really bad, and there's no in between.
In my opinion, it's 1 because I hate the idea of predetermined, this is who you're getting with, sort of things.
I like the idea that like the soulmates don't have to be romantic; they can also be platonic. Like you decide that you're tied to someone, and that person's going to be important to you, but you get to choose how they're important to you. That's also the kind that I like.
Yeah.
That's like one. I think that's the best version. Is like you can be in a queerplatonic relationship, you can be in a romantic relationship, you can be best friends. You know, you don't have to be dating each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be a cool twist.
Yeah. Forbidden love.
Ooh.
Forbidden love, I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting topic. I think it works really well if it's like an LGBTQ story, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like it works especially well with that, but like straight ones, I'm totally not on board for. Like, no, I don't really care.
I mean, just say, oh, I love you, I want to be with you. Boom, problem solved.
Exactly. I don't like. I guess for straight relationships, it doesn't make sense why there would be repercussions. I guess there was like different class differences, but like the ones where it's just like two families, they just don't really like each other. I just don't get it. It's like they're straight.
I'd say 5 out of 10 needs more work.
I would say like 3 out of 10. It's like an interesting concept, and I like the reveals or like the fights that come out of it, where people are like the declarations of love. They're quite interesting, but like the story bit is not that entertaining. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so I just totally blanked. High school, like high school romances.
Meh out of 10.
0. Hate them. When I was in high school, or our equivalent of high school, I always just told people how I felt. Except for the only person I ever had a crush on, I'm pretty sure it was actually a platonic crush now. No, I just kept that one to myself. So maybe like, but like I wasn't having a crush, it was just a platonic crush, so I guess being friends with him kind of like satisfied that. I don't know. I just don't get why they just don't communicate. It annoys me so much when they just don't talk to each other and they just expect someone to just understand.
Also, it is so overdone.
Oh my god, yeah, Twilight, that's the only one I can think of. Harry Potter has high school romances in it. High School
Musical.
Yeah, it's not that interesting, I think, because there's not really any stakes involved, is there?
Nah. Also, it just feels so, like, fake and easily solvable.
I guess it's also because they're teenagers. You just know that it's not going to last, like, past, like, high school. So it just kind of feels like you put emotions into this thing that probably isn't going to work. I don't know. Yeah, I just think that an emotional level of maturity that isn't enough for relationships, that makes it kind of annoying to read.
Yeah.
So 0 out of 10 for me. What did you say again?
Meh out of 10.
Meh, okay. Someone else can interpret what that means. The fake relationship.
I mean, it's a trope, to be sure.
Great. I think that it's really pointless because they always do like, oh, we have to do fake dates. But like, if you just go to a party with your fake date and stand 6 feet away, everybody just thinks like, yikes, and not my problem, and not like, oh, they're faking it. Because like, why would they have any reason to believe that? So I just guess I don't get the plot lines involved with that. I guess also I don't get how they can go from like fake to real relationship. And I don't really get why you have to have a relationship in the first place. It's always like, oh, I need a date to take to my sister's wedding. It's like, why? Just go alone. Take a friend. Why do you need validation, from someone else? Or like, why do you need your sister's validation because you're jealous that she's getting married? Or like, you can't turn up to a wedding without a partner? I don't get it.
The only example I actually remember of this is Spaced, which was written by Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
And they had to pretend that they were in a relationship to get a couple's apartment together.
Okay, yeah, but that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like that actually makes sense, because the ones where they're like, oh, I have to take a date to my sister's wedding, doesn't make sense, because you don't have to take a date to a wedding. It is not a standard protocol, Yeah,
it depends on the situation and how it's set up.
Yeah, I think if it's set up like that, where they were doing it for a student apartment, it could be quite interesting, because you actually have to pretend to actually like each other then.
Yeah.
Because, if someone goes, hey, you're not actually a couple, then they could lose the apartment, I suppose.
Yeah.
Romance is stupid and doesn't make sense.
I'll I'll go middle ground and say 5 because it depends on the situation and the setup.
Well, I was going to go 0, but you've actually convinced me to go about 3. So, well done. You changed my mind. Well done. Arranged marriage.
No. I haven't seen any examples of this, but I don't
see it
like
more in fan fiction, I think, than actual books. Or you see it in literal just romance books, and me and you don't read romance books.
No.
I don't really like arranged marriages. I don't know. I feel like it's being in a marriage you don't love, or being in a relationship that you don't like the person in doesn't make any sense to me. And also, it's just really annoying because everybody around you knows that you don't like each other and they've got to put up with you. I'm not a really big fan of it. It's like a 1 out of 10. If it's done well, I might read it. But other than that, no.
If I hear of a good example, I'll be willing to give it a try, but currently I don't like the idea.
The most common way of doing this one is princesses and royalty stuff. Or period dramas. But I still don't really like them because in period dramas or royalty and stuff, they tend to make the men especially a bit on the abusive side.
Yeah.
And then the women are they have to find their soft side. And I don't really like that. I don't really know why that's a trope in arranged marriage tropes. A trope and a trope.
Also, another trope in the whole arranged marriages turns out you don't like them after all and you fall for someone else and marry them instead, which has happened a lot in Disney cartoons.
I think that's so much better.
Yeah, definitely, but it's still an offshoot of that.
It is, yeah. Definitely.
So,
second chances, the not quite romance, or the one that got away, or the childhood sweethearts that return for a second chance.
aww, out of 10.
I would say about a 4, because they make more sense. If you had feelings for each other before and you came back and you had a chance to do it again, I can get why you'd do it. I just don't see how anybody could actually be attracted to anybody, and it's not very interesting to read when you don't actually have any attraction to anybody.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that a lot of romance tropes are going to hit with me, is the fact that because I don't feel attraction, they have to be good on their own. They have to be cute in a different way. 4 out of 10. And you got an R out of 10, so...
Yeah.
Interpret that how you will.
Yeah.
Forced proximity, so trapped in an elevator, locked in a building during a snowstorm, those kind of things.
I'll be honest. I tried using this one in real life on on 2 of my friends.
Did it work?
And it did work, yes. They were dating for a few months.
Oh, I thought you meant you used it to get a date for yourself, and I was
No. Me and a friend actually, shut in 2 of our friends in a room together.
I guess that's the only good thing about it. Okay, so I would say it's about a 5 out of 10 trope, because done well, it can be a really good way to get the characters to open up to each other, especially if one of them has claustrophobia and they're stuck in an elevator, and it's a really great time for reassuring and being vulnerable with each other. And I really like that, because I guess couples that share small intimacies are more appealing to me than couples that just kind of all hot and passion.
Small intimacies are better than big intimacies. Change my mind.
Yeah, exactly. 4 kisses in my mind is better than passionate hot kisses.
Yeah. A healthy relationship should be a mixture of the both.
Yeah, you don't really need the asexual people don't have in their relationships sometimes, and they have healthy relationships.
True.
It's not a need. I just think you need to have enough in common with someone and have enough of the same morals and moral compass to be able to be compatible.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about with forced proximity.
Yeah, yeah, I like it.
It's a sweet trope, but I sometimes think that it's sometimes a bit forced with the communication.
Yeah.
If it flows naturally, it's a good trope, but if it's kind of feels a bit forced, then it can be a bit...
And again, all these tropes can be ruined by forced miscommunication.
They can definitely all be ruined by bad writing, but I think that some are harder to ruin than others, or like I'm more open to others some than others. Like enemies to lovers I am never open to, but you know, only one bird. I will try anybody's writing. If it's the worst writer in the world, I will at least try. And now I might get 3 lines in and go, nope, but I'll try.
Pretty impressive to ruin a book in 3 lines, to be honest.
You have not read fanfiction.
I have not, no.
You get like 3 sentences in and you're just like, no, I can't do this format, I'm sorry. Hi, so we recorded for like an hour and a half, so obviously I can't fit all the footage into one video. So I've decided to make this into a 2, possibly 3-part video because I wanted to go through all the tropes that we discussed and just, you know, spend as much time as I think they each deserve on them. It's going to be a 2 to 3-part video. So if you want to follow my Instagram, this is my Instagram on screen now, Olympia.Peacechild. If you want to follow my Twitch, it's OlympiaPeacechild. I do not stream on there. I do not post videos on there. It is purely, I don't even know at this point. I just feels right to say it. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I will have the next one up possibly next week. I've established like a way to do these, but they do kind of crash my computer a lot. I had 3 crashes before I managed to work this method out that kind of works, so we'll see. But they won't be too far away because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you at some point in the near future. Bye!